Print for Pay Hotel members and anybody else who's tuned in today for another version of Better Call Art. And today we're with Mike Laverty with Colony Business Systems. Mike,
Hi.
thanks for spending some time with us today.
No problem. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
How's the weather out in Lancaster? Did I say that right?
Lancaster.
All right.
In California, it's Lancaster.
Okay.
Here it's Lancaster. That's how we know if you're not from the area. If you say
There
it
you go. Must be my New Jersey accent.
It's getting to be tourist season, so there's a lot of that. It's overcast. It's crappy. We were talking about it beforehand. And there's rain coming in, and it's not good weekend weather. I guess you could say. It's Friday.
Yeah, same here. We're fogged. We're socked in with fog. Can't see the ocean. It's about 58 degrees and is going to make for just a not so good weekend. Such is life, right? Hey,
Exactly.
so I'm trying to follow up with everyone, as you know, in reference to mostly the supply chain, how it's affecting you guys, what you guys are doing, you know, different things like that. So I guess the first question I've got is, you know, how you guys dealing with supply chain on your end?
How are we dealing with it in terms of like how's things coming in?
Well, yeah, general, are you getting equipment? Are you not getting equipment? Is it, you know, way too long?
Yeah, I mean, all the above, right? It's dribs and drabs, the equipment coming in. We've just seen a spurt of printed shipments, which means it's in the printed stage at the warehouse. So it's getting on a truck and coming here. So, you know, there was apparently some containers that have come in that we're told. I mean, it's difficult getting equipment like it is for anybody. And then, you know, compounding that, I was talking with our logistics guy this morning, and, you know, we were tracking a couple machine order that printed a couple days ago. And, you know, now it's sitting on a dock 45 minutes from here at a freight handler because they've closed down local logistic hubs. So, you know, they're shorthanded at their docks, and how they're getting equipment out with the lack of drivers is making things interesting as well.
That's pretty, I never thought there, I don't know, I see trucks all the time. I had to drive to Pennsylvania, what was it, yesterday, drive home yesterday and drove out to PA the day before, and all I saw were trucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that's, as we talked, one just went by, a FedEx truck, but I mean, yeah, it's they're all over the place, but what's on them and how much is on them? I mean, that's the interesting thing. There's been times where I've been able to be in our warehouse and, you know, more out of curiosity. I know there's gear coming, so if I see something go by, I might go poke my head back and just look in the back of the truck and see what they got. And I don't know where they're at in their routes, but sometimes they're half empty. And, you know, in the case of a delivery earlier this week, we had the freight handler then parses out pieces to like LTL, load to load carriers, where it's, you know, this guy had a straight box truck and he had our three skids on it, but he had skids from other stuff. So, you know, they're drivers for rigs, 42 or 43, 45 foot like tractor trailers are
Right.
in high demand. And then, you know, if they can't get them out on that, they're getting them out with other people. So you're having different hands on the gear that you wouldn't before, and there's just delays even once it ships from the warehouse to get it to us.
Right. So what's better? What are you guys receiving more of, A3 or A4?
Yeah, A3. I think the myth of A4 taking over the industry is kind of bunked right now. Yeah, it's mainly A3. I mean, we've gotten some A4 color, like the Canon has the 257 IF image runners. Yep. Those are more available, and I'm looking off to see on my, I mean, we've got one, the turn time, we ordered it end of March, and it's saying like a May release. So
that's not bad.
No, May to June release, which I've been told that those are supposed to be May releases. So it is what it is. I mean, I take our back order ETAs with, you know, I don't hold my breath on them because I'd suffocate before I think they'd be accurate, but I think they're everywhere right now. But yeah, long-winded. A3s definitely is seemingly where, you know, talking with you and a bunch of others in the industry,
Yeah,
that's where everybody's putting their chips at these days, and pun intended.
yeah, yeah, you have to. So do you guys do wide format also?
We do. Those are in the
Hey,
same boat.
same, any better, any worse?
Now they're stuck on the same boat as the copiers. I mean, I'll reference this report again. I mean, we've had, I'm looking at saying like July at this point. We just ordered one. So those aren't as bad, 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, 2 months, but there's certain ones. I should have looked at that. I had a text from our Canon guy about, delays and lead times. There's certain products that right now, or when I was talking to him, they had more of, but that's not to say someone finds that out and orders it and, you get it. But I mean, it's not like the turns that we all have been used to, last year, this time even.
Yeah, last year, this time it was, I think, where we were traditionally 5 to 10 days.
Correct.
I think last year at this time, it was, okay, it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
And that was bearable, but now
Yeah.
it's 3 to 4 months.
That was bearable. And then it really started getting bad in that October, November timeframe was like, maybe 1 to 2 months. And then December, January was turning into 3 to 5 months.
Correct. Yeah. So the wide format stuff, I was just looking at some information here while we were talking. It's all looking like the same. Some of the newer products, it's a month or so for now.
Right.
Some of the ones that are more established that there's good track records of, I mean, they're 3 to 5 months. I mean, I would say probably in that 4 to 5 months category than anything.
Right.
One specific product, the TZ 30,000, apparently had a 60-day turn time. But again, I mean, still, that's 2 months. I mean, however we're counting it, days, weeks, seconds, like people can add and figure out like how long that actually is. We're salespeople. We're good at smoke and mirrors.
Yeah. Hey, have you sold any of those 30,000s yet?
Yeah, I have. It's pretty solid product. It's a good, as I explain it to the people that get wide format, I know you're one of them. It's like Canon and Osei got together and had an inkjet baby. It's got a very solid look and feel and controller of the Osei realm, and it's got a nice output top stacker like Osei's.
Yeah.
The paper feeds are very similar to what Osei had, and then it's just the award-winning technology that Canon has on the inkjet side of things. So it's a solid product. I mean, you've got to qualify it in the right spot, but it's a really rock solid product.
Average street price 14, 15, somewhere around there.
Yeah, around that. I would say, depending on how many rolls you're configuring it with and whatnot, you're probably like 15 to 18 if you want to be conservative.
Right.
Yeah.
And is that only a PDF workflow?
No, I don't think so. Because it's like Bluebeam and whatnot have a different file format, right? I have a tech guy that helps me sometimes with that.
So can it do DWGs? Can it do batch plotting? Can you do batch scanning, stuff like that?
Yeah, as far as I know, you can. I could be speaking incorrectly, and I'm sure maybe somebody in the comments can correct me. But I know it can do DWGs because that was a specific qualifying question that I needed to get answered for the one that I placed last year with a customer. So yeah, I mean, it's doing everything, but it doesn't have like the folding and things like that. But I really feel like those types of customers are few and far between these
Very
days.
few and far between. Very few. Yep. Yeah, it's more of a wide format now is more of a 6,000 to 18,000 price range.
Yeah, and it depends on what the needs are, because I mean, I've lost deals to online because wholesalers get it. I mean, I'm not going to say names of websites. It's easy to Google who's selling them online, and I've just told customers, "Here's my markup. It's 10 points. Take it or leave it. We're local, and that comes from online in a crate, and you could pay us double our hourly rate to do the work for you to set it up." I mean, it is what it is. One of your sponsors though is Context. I've sold one of those. I forget the name of it. Zero turn scans. It's like a whole scan station.
Yeah.
Their product is sleek. I really, you don't get too much of an opportunity to quote one of those. I've got one place at a customer where, I mean, it was like a $10,000 solution for
Nice.
scanning, and it's got the desk basically with it. And the customer had a previous Canon supported, I think maybe a color track scan solution.
Yeah.
And it's just night and day. The context, I forget what it is, Image Pro or whatever the software is that powers their scan brains. It's really a great setup. So
Yeah, it is.
that's not why we're talking today, but I figured I'd plug them because it's been a really good solution for our client.
Good. You know what? I like hearing about that stuff. I like hearing about people that, we partner with, and that, they've got some interesting stuff out there. Just because what I learned over time is we've got to be different. We just can't, we can't, as a friend of mine would say, we can't be status quo.
Yeah.
We always have to be changing, and we always have to be to let our clients know that we're the most knowledgeable that's going to be able to support them and help them with a lot of their imaging decisions.
Yeah, imaging and I always say document handling solutions. I mean, I don't sell but a couple of them a year, but I mean, I put a decent priced paper folder in at a political committee the other week because, I mean, it's in Pennsylvania. It's next Tuesday's our primary, and they were hitting the mail hard, and their folder just was dying literally. And I mean, the guy all but hugged me when I brought the scanner out and showed him how it worked, and he was just like, "You don't have to do anything. Like, you just hit that button, and I don't have to like hold paper or babysit it." And I'm like, "No, man, like just hit the button and it trifolds for you and give it to your people that are stuffing envelopes and keep going." So there's a lot of ancillary products out there that we can stay sticky in accounts with.
And I guess there was no supply chain issue with those, right?
Turn Time was great. They're not one of your sponsors. We can get together offline with them, but I can clue you in on who we use for stuff like that too.
That's cool. I appreciate it. So that was it. We hadn't spoken in a while, and just like I said, I'm making rounds, trying to see how everybody's doing, if they're doing something different, what's unique. And I appreciate the time you've given me, and I'm sure
I would say one thing too. I mean, everybody's got their druthers with their manufacturer and communications. It's just I'm at a different point in the chain, I guess, of our company, and I can have conversations with our order desk people and our Canon TSE. And I mean, it's just there's been good communication from them. I mean, and the worst thing that you can do is BS and answer. And I mean, sometimes they've just said, "Look, it is what it is. We're being told what we're being told, but
yep.
We'll fight for you." And they've done a good job. I mean, I none of us like the answers that we get of when the product is coming in, but I mean, it is what it is at this point, especially the A4 stuff. I mean, we're just kind of refocusing the target because that stuff's not coming until the end of the year at least.
Yeah, and you know what I found? Most of the clients, as a salesperson, you get that email when they're asking for the equipment, and you're like, "Oh no, oh no, and I got to answer this, and I really don't know." And you just, say it like it is. We're trying. We don't know. You're in line, and we're hoping this is going to clear up. Clear up sometime soon.
Used it too. It's the most obscure close I've ever used, and I feel like a slimy salesperson saying it, but I'm like, look, I need to sign paperwork so I can just get in line for you. Like, and it's just, I hate to close that way, but I think everything in our world right now is so upside down that people understand it, and they're just kind of like, yeah, this is whatever, but like, yeah, here you go.
Right, because who knows? I mean, in 3 months, maybe it's not 3 to 5 months anymore. Maybe because the aliens have come down, it's going to be 8 to 9 months.
Yeah, maybe it's sooner. I mean, everybody hopes that it's sooner. It's never going to be sooner, but yeah, I mean, and some of it too, there's a leap of faith because I mean, we've had conversations on LinkedIn with a bunch of folks that, how you handle stream of payments, lease upgrades, lease buyouts, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, even current customers now, if you're getting any type of upgrade figures from your leasing company, you can't show a value proposition at this moment. So you got to kind of guess on, okay, well, when's this going to come in? How many months are going to be left? What does the upgrade look like then? Here's what a payment might be. And it's a tough game to play. I've had that conversation with a couple of our reps too. It's like, we got to kind of play this one close to the vest a little bit and have some trust in the client.
And how about just trying to figure out the maintenance portion of it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to keep continuing to pay that maintenance agreement. So, you know, how does that, yeah, I know we're showing you you're going to have X amount of savings when this kicks off, but until that time, you know, you're going to stay status quo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is. It's interesting. It's an interesting world we live in, and I don't know. I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. And there's a lot of reports out there, just all the different countries that supply this industry that, you know, they're shut down, they're open, they're tight on their, you know, truckers or ports, or I'm glad I'm bald, because if not, I'd be scratching my head and all the hair would be falling off anyway.
Yeah, I hear it. I didn't want to keep you on too long today. I know you got stuff to do, but I want to thank you very, very much for your time and your insight. And I always appreciate the opportunity to trade, stories and ideas and inspirations.
Slugging away in the trenches like we all are. I appreciate it as well, and appreciate what you do, Art. Have a good weekend.
That's right. You too. All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.